The book of 1 Timothy chapter 6 verse 7. For we brought nothing into this world, and it is certain we can carry nothing out. Okay, first and foremost, I'd like to give infinite honors and prayers to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and salutation to the items that's pushing the truth and sincerity. Lord willing, this video will be edifying first and foremost to the whole faith elect, then to those that cleave to the body. And I was contemplating on just the price of everything here in the world is the value of nothing. I'll say that again. The price of everything in the world is the value of nothing. All right, because we have left off from riches and gained unto ourselves wisdom and knowledge, all right, which is treasured more than gold. All right, and here in this world, saying that it'll abruptly end, why start? See? So you got to count the cost as you build, ultimately knowing that you're supposed to build spiritually rather than physically. Now, no one is saying, hey, man, don't put yourself in the best position possible to live. That's common sense. All right. But don't put your heart into it. You see, if the building is burning, why then try to, establish something, man? All right. You gotta, fight for your life. You see, and fighting for your life will require you to leave off, all right, everything, and just only solidify yourself with the things you need. So that's the importance. You see, it says, what is a cynic? A man knows the price of everything and the value of nothing. All right. It says the phrase, the price of everything and the value of nothing, is a quote most famously from Oscar Wilde that critiques a materialistic society. It means people focus on monetary costs and superficial judgments while overlooking the intrinsic, non-monetary worth of things like relationships, kindness, and moral principles. Now, that moral value or principle that we value overall is this truth. All right? And as Paul said, and other men, there's nothing to be compared to it. See? Wisdom is better than rubies, and above all things. And that's why we go after the value of everything for the price of nothing. See, we have so in Isaiah 55:1, it tells you, it says, hope everyone that thirsted, come ye to the waters, and he that had it no money, come buy and eat. Yea, come buy wine and milk without money and without price. You see? We come buy wine and milk, which is synonymous with things that nourish you and establish you. But it's like it's using a metaphor with wisdom and knowledge. All right? Wine, is philosophy, and milk is what is the word, the sincere milk of the word, that you may grow thereby. All right? And buy without price. It says, wherefore do ye spend money for that which is not bread? Right? It's actually a question mark. And your labor for that which satisfy not. Because this world, again, it has it takes the price of everything. It takes your life to establish yourself here. That's why many, many people died in an attempt to establish themselves, in this world, or to be well off. All right? It brought them many sorrows. It says, hearken diligently unto me, and eat ye that which is good, and let your soul delight itself in its fatness, which the fatness of this word is what the men of the Lord is looking for, man. You see? Because Solomon himself, let's get that, Ecclesiastes 2. And again, like I said, it'll be, about making sure we live in the proper way, man. Making sure we're going after the things that don't moth eat, don't get moth eat. There's a futility of pleasure and possessions that's coming, man. All right, it's gonna be futile in a little while. This is Ecclesiastes 2. I start from the top. I said in my heart, go to now, and I will prove thee with mirth. Therefore enjoy pleasures, and behold, this is all vanity. So mirth and pleasure is vanity. I said of laughter it is mad, and of mirth what doeth it? I sought in my heart to give myself unto wine, yet acquainting my heart with wisdom. See? See that? And to lay hold on folly till I might see what was that good for the sons of men, which they should do under the heaven all the days of their life. Now this is Solomon, all right? Keep in mind. He says, I made me great works. I builded me houses. I planted me vineyards. And that's what you get rich for, right? To not have to worry about bills, to continuously eat, all right? Set up generational wealth for your family and your children, right? Etc. All right? It says, I made me gardens and orchards, and I planted trees in them, all kinds of fruits. I made me pools of water to water there with the wood that bringeth forth trees. I got me servant and maidens. Yeah, rivers, you see? I got me servants and maids, and had servants born in my house. Now, he even had servants. And this was all on earth. And that's why we let you know things are contemporary. All right? Things are temporary. All right? They're for the now. It says, also I had great possessions of great and small cattle above all that were in Jerusalem before me. So he had the greatest of the riches. All right? Greater than Job, greater than David, greater than Abraham. All right? And Abraham was very rich in cattle. All right? He had greater than everybody. I gathered me also silver and gold and the peculiar treasures of kings and of provinces. I got me men singers and women singers, and the delights of the sons of men as musical instruments, all that of all sorts. So I was great and increased more than all that were before me in Jerusalem. Also my wisdom remained with me. And whatsoever mine eyes desired, I kept not from them. I withheld not my heart from any joy. For my heart rejoiced in all my labor, and this was my portion of all my labor. Then I looked on all the works that my hands had wrought, and on the labor that I had labored to do, and behold, all was vanity and vexation of spirit, and there was no profit under the sun. You see? Because he was going to have to leave it. All right? We want everything, and we want eternal life. Because we'll never have to leave it. See, Edom today is a king, and tomorrow shall die. You see? Let me get that. You can't be a king today and then tomorrow you die. This is Sirach 10 and 10. I'll start at 9. Why is earth and ashes proud? There's not a more wicked thing than a covetous man. For such as one setteth his own soul to sell, because while he liveth, he cast away his bowels. And that's what you do. All right? You cast away your bowels. That's your integrity. See, while you live, you coveted all these things, that had the price of everything, but it was the value of nothing. See? It says the physician cut off a long disease, and he that is today a king, tomorrow shall die. See that? I'm going to get this one right here. This Sirach 14 and 14. Defraud not thyself of the good day, and let not the part of a good desire overpass thee. Right? Because we setting ourselves up for immortality, incorruption, dominion, these things. But check this out. Shall thou not leave thy travails unto another, and thy labors to be divided by lot? You see? So we're not letting the good, it's the Lord's pleasure to give us little children the kingdom. That's a good pleasure. See that? See that? And that's why we got to give and take in the ministry, sanctify our souls, for there's no seeking of vanities in the grave. So we got to, while we labor here, it got to be towards righteousness, man. All right? That we can establish ourselves as kings and priests in the kingdom of heaven. You see that? Now backing on Ecclesiastes 2, it says, 2 and 12, and I turn myself to behold wisdom and madness and folly. For what can a man do that cometh after the king? See, even that which had been done already. Then I saw that wisdom excelleth folly, as far as light excelleth darkness. Let me see. Yeah, it says, I'm going to jump to 17. Therefore I hated life, because the work that is wrought under the sun is grievous unto me, for all his vanity and vexation of spirit. Get to the point where he gonna leave. He gonna mention leaving everything. Well, verse 18. Yea, I hated all my labor which I had taken under the sun, because I shall leave it unto the man that shall be after me, which no one knows how he'll be. You know, you can establish a well-earled lineage, you know, a very fruitful lineage, teaching your children the law, statutes, and commandments, and then have an ungodly son. Here, see, in the kingdom of heaven, all our sons will be godly. That means everything will be established with the law, statutes, and commandments within the inward parts, which gonna make your line, you know, you gonna have thousands and thousands of sons, man, and all will be righteous, man. You know, a little one shall become 1,000. It says, and know it not whether he shall be a wise man or fool. See, yet shall he rule over all my labor wherein I have labored, and wherein I have showed myself wise under the sun. This vanity. See that? Says, so therefore when I cause my heart to despair of all the labor which I took under the sun. For there is a man whose labor in wisdom and in knowledge and in equity. Yet to a man that had not labored therein shall he leave it for his portion. This is also vanity and a great evil. You see? For what had a man of all his labor and the vexation of his heart, wherein he had labored under the sun? For his days are sorrows, his travail grief. His heart taketh not rest in the night. This is also vanity. See? All right. It says, okay, that's it. That's it in that. All right. I'll get the Matthew 16. Now I'll get out of here. Because again, the point been made. All right. You know, I touched on it. Matthew 16 and 26, it says, I'm going to start at 25. For whosoever will save his life shall lose it, and whosoever will love his life for my sake shall find it. See? For what is a man profit if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? You see? It says, for the Son of Man shall come in the glory of his Father with his angels, and then he shall reward every man according to his work. See, we got to work that righteousness, all right? Work in righteousness, man, so we could get the value of everything. We ain't worrying about the prop popping tags. Ain't nothing I can't buy, or Bugatti, Maybach. You know how Jake talk, right? We don't talk like that because we can't afford that, but we rich in spirit. You see? So when it's time to have the value of everything, the men of the Lord will have that. See, the wicked got the price of everything. It ain't nothing they can't touch. We gonna have the value of everything, which is way more important. Let's look at this word value, right? Let's look at this. Let's see what value says, all right? It says a price equal to intrinsic work of a thing. Let's look at this word intrinsic. Not essential, inherent. See that? We're going to have the essentials of everything, man. Worth, price, moral worth. That's the key point. A standing reputation. See? Because what's reputation of a man when he got a little bit, folly within him, man? We ain't gonna have none of that. Be strong, value, to be worth, be of value. See? So that's the importance. That's the importance of value. All right? Let's get this. Ecclesiastes 5:13. There's a sore evil which I have seen under the sun, namely riches kept for the owners thereof to their hurt. But those riches perish by evil travail. See? And he begatted a son, and there is nothing in his hand. So even if he travail evil and get rich, your son come, he hadn't put any travails in. All right? He's still naked in his hand. All right? I'm going to take us out with that, with the Job, because naked we came in the world, naked we shall leave. All right? I'll take us out with that one. But right now, let me get this real quick, Salagi. Yeah. It says, as he came forth of his mother's womb, naked shall he return to go as he came, and shall take nothing of his labor, which he may carry away in his hand. That's why we labor in the Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, so our works can follow us. There's works laid up for the righteous. It say your works follow you. It says, and this also is a sore evil, that in all points as he came, so shall he go. And what profit had he that labored but for the wind? You see? Again, our works follow us, right? Revelation 14:13. I'm going to read 12. Here's the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of our power and the faith of the Mashiach Yahushai. And I heard a voice from heaven saying unto me, write, blessed are the dead which die in the Lord from henceforth. Yea, said the Spirit, that they may rest from their labors, and their works do follow them. And that's the actual dead that died in the work. All right? They works following them. You see? Because that labor wasn't for the wind. That labor was for the kingdom of heaven, that world which to come. Right? We're laboring now to get it later. All right? The world have their consolation. That's why they got the price of things now. You see that? This Job 1:21. I ain't intend to go this long. And that's why we ain't tripping on nothing, man. We gonna have it all, right? It says, and said, I'm gonna read 20. Then Job arose and rent his mantle, because this was this one the Lord was had done sent the Satan, Satan went against Job, all right? Read 17. While he was yet speaking, there came also another and said, the Chaldeans made out of 3 bands and fell upon the camels, have carried them away, yea, slain the servants with the edge of the sword, and I only escaped alone to tell thee. One of his servants. It says, while he was yet speaking, there also came another, said, thy sons and thy daughters were eating and drinking wine in their eldest brother's house, and behold, there came a great wind from the wilderness and smote the 4 corners of the house, and it fell upon the young men, and they are dead, and I only am escaped alone to tell thee. Then Job arose and rent his mantle and shaved his head and fell down upon the ground and worshiped, and said, naked came I out of my mother's womb, and naked shall I return thither. Yahweh gave, and Yahweh had taken away. Blessed be the name of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And all this Job said not, nor charged God our power foolishly. And that's the point. See? The Lord brought us here and he take us out. He gave us and he take it away. All right? So again, you know, you got to know the price of everything and the value of nothing. See? You know? So pretty much that was the point. So I don't want to wrap this out. It was edifying, man. Till next time I see Shalom.